Well, here we are, in the game. I believe June 25th. Hopefully I'm doing it all correctly. Nearly here it is the line of supply, but it all happened here in Utah. That was such a struggle the whole game, and then at the end it's what got it for us. You can see at Omaha, pretty much the same kind of progress, getting further. And over at Con, we had some things happen against the Allies. A couple ways, actually. I actually would have taken some of these points down, 2 of those points down. So let's get to it. So we can get over here where it happened. So I started really making progress here. You see the Allies are getting up here, so the next turn they would have hustled around in here. There's no zone of control here, so they would have got up here and taken Cherbourg cities. Actually, as the Allies, I probably could move him back and move these guys up and take Cherbourg with little contesting there. Anyway, so they kind of moved up there, but what happened is these guys, the last German turn, these guys were here. There was a unit here that the Americans beat. So the Germans, I had already done all the Allied moves and most of the Allied battle, and was getting ready to do the next turn. Actually, I don't know if I did the British. I don't think I did any British battle. In fact, I know I didn't. But I started looking here, and at the end of the last German turn, they couldn't cross supply because no Cherbourg city hex could trace line of supply, because basically you have to go down this road because these are all blocked. And so to go down this road, it was blocked as well. And none of these guys could even do a line of supply because they couldn't get around. Now this guy was in supply because he could go here and or here and then go, but none of these guys were. They couldn't get to. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, I don't think they could get things. So that's how I'm claiming victory here for the Allies. I hope I'm correct. Hope someone doesn't watch this and go, "Oh, you're totally wrong." But I got to tell you, something was frustrating here during these Allied attacks I was doing. So the Germans during this last turn did some crazy attacks. I was just like, I got to attack. And I'll show you over here at Con. That's crazy. That place is crazy. Try not to quit doing that. Anyway, so I made the similar attacks with the Allies, and they just were nothing. I rolled 2 on 2 to 1s, and I got 1s, so nothing happened. You got some more isolated attrition losses here. They were just pushing to make this town even more. The Allies lost a town. Which one was it? No, maybe they didn't lose a town. They were pushing here. The Germans lost a unit here from attrition. The Germans actually pushed them out of Con. So they pushed these guys in turn 25. I'm sorry, on June 25th. Pushed this unit out of Con, and they were able to push in. In my next German turn, I was just going to push again. Just keep pushing them out of Con. So that was interesting. So they moved up there, and as the British, I was going to attack all these guys. I was just going to attack, and try to get further up, and maybe start swinging these guys around to get up here and start attacking these guys. So Germans had some good attacks, and then they also see this chain here. They busted through the line here to do that, to get these guys back in supply, and then made progress. And I was going to keep going up here, but then someone would have got out of supply, I think. So they made a little dent there in the lines. The Germans had some pretty good units coming on, but I think we're done. I think that's it. It's an Allied victory because they owned St. Lo, which the Germans kept attacking. But they kind of lost their oomph, and then they were finally able to isolate Cherbourg. Wow, I guess I should probably. I would play again, but I mean, it took me a long time to play these turns. I mean, I took this time to film, but so I don't know if it took me. It was an hour turn, so it took me 20 hours to play, and that's just like well, that's about double the time. They say it should take about 8 to 10 hours, I think. So that's actually about right. if I remember how long they say to play. So maybe I was doing it right. It might take 8 to 10 hours. Probably. It's just there's a lot to think about. There's a lot of exceptions, and it's a tough one. I think there needs to be some other play aids made to make up for some of those exceptions. Like what does disrupt do? Just all the little things. Like what a bicycle can do when it's cloudy. Oh, by the way, the game ended. The last 3 turns were storm turns, so that really helped the Germans and really restricted the Allies, because the Allies otherwise could have just started making some serious attacks. And that's one way the Germans were able to make these, because they had lots of artillery, only 1 per attack in a storm, but they had a lot saved up. So they were able to use a bunch, and warfers and all that. Again, 1 at a time, another exception. But I would like to try the Cherbourg scenario and probably the 7-turn one now. Now that I've done the big boy, now I'd feel comfortable going to do the small one. Not right now. I've got other games I want to try. But it's a good one. It's a 1-mapper. You feel like you're getting a monster. It's a poor man's monster. And poor in space, poor in cost, poor in... I don't know. Someone was saying that Battle for Normandy is actually less complicated than this, or as complicated as this. So it's not necessarily bigger. It's not necessarily more complicated. Now I have to put all this away. That's going to take me a while. I'll do a battle report on that, because I've already found a couple pieces laying around, so that's a bummer. Hope I don't lose any. Okay, this is by far the biggest game I've played, I think, ever, for me. So, interesting, a challenge. I hope you've all enjoyed this. I've enjoyed doing it day by day. I didn't think I'd do it, but I pretty much did, although it's the 26th, and I played the 25th today. So, anyway, but let's not tell anyone. See y'all. Bye.